All right, we are recording. All right, this is Comedy at a Distance number 4. And this time I'm sober, which means the show is going to be that much better, hopefully. So we'll start with, I don't know, I'll start with a few things. We'll see how they go. How do you know when well, let me rephrase that. What does sour cream taste like when it goes bad? Is there such a thing as a blind drug addict? How would they know? Blind drug addict. Songs in the 80s, songs in the 80s were so much better than the songs today, because back then you could, you didn't scrutinize the lyrics back then. However messed up the lyrics were, you liked the lyrics, you liked the song, right? For example, New Edition had a song called Mr. Telephone Man. And the song goes, Mr. Telephone Man, well, basically, they're saying that they're calling the telephone man because they can't get through to their girlfriend because there's always a click on the other end. And sometimes the phone will ring 20 times, she'll pick up, and then the line goes dead. And they think it's a problem with the telephone. Maybe she's just not interested. I don't know. But the one that bothers me most is Ronnie Milsap. You remember him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was from the 80s. He did a song called Stranger in My House. And the lyrics were, there's a stranger in my house, somebody here that I can't see. Now, he's blind.
Yes, he is.
And you know what the messed up part is? He didn't even write that song. Somebody had to convince him to sing it. Now, my question is, how would he know that there is a stranger in his house? You know how you be a stranger in Ronnie Milsap's house? All you have to do are 2 things. Don't move and don't fart. That's it. Yeah, that one's got some teeth to it. That's not bad. That's okay. Well, it's better than the stuff I did at...
He's blind, Trevor. It didn't make any sense.
Neither do you. Keep doing drugs. Let's see. Well, I'm actually on a roll. This is weird. I don't know what to say next. No, I'm kidding. Let's see here. I actually have no, let's talk about, we'll do a couple of more and then we'll get on to other people here. I just got to find something to talk about. Here we go. You know what I just figured out about going back to blind people? You know what I just figured out? I figured out what a blind person's favorite cereal is. Captain Crunch. It's because they finally figure out. It's because when they finally figure out where to pour that doesn't even make sense. Fuck this. Okay. No, they say that your childhood experiences help shape who you become as an adult, and I think that's true. For example, when I was a kid, I loved playing board games. My favorite, I don't know if you guys remember this game or not, but there was a board game called the Mad Magazine board game. Anybody remember that one? Okay. The object of this game is to lose all of your money first. That's how you win. Think of it as Monopoly for the insane. Now, lucky for me, I always won when I played. But once I became an adult, nobody ever told me that losing all of your money doesn't make you a winner. It just makes you pathetic. I'm sad. Yeah, I've been dealing with a family tragedy for the last couple of months, which is what drove me to drink in the first place. I might as well be honest with you guys. I did have a girlfriend a while back, and she met my mother for the first time, and it got so bad that my girlfriend ended up leaving me. Now, my mother and my girlfriend both got along great. They found out they have lots in common. They're both good cooks. They both love board games, and they both have kids that aren't mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was an excellent joke, Trevor. That was excellent.
Thank you. But I almost forgot, when they drink, they both agreed that I'm a moron. Now, I don't know if you've ever had this experience or not. When your girlfriend meets your mother for the first time, why do they think it gives them the green light to throw you under the fucking bus and start talking about all of your shit? And they do it like you're not even in the room. Now, the only way that my mother and girlfriend, now, I'm the oldest in my family. I would think that between my younger brother and I, he would be the one who'd get thrown under the bus by my mother when she met our girlfriends. But no, you'd be wrong. When my brother brought his girlfriend over, my mother met her, and they both gushed over how wonderful and handsome my brother was. Now, the only way my mother and my girlfriend would be that nice to me is if they were high, which probably explains why they never told me I was attractive. I mean, there's no way saying this is handsome on even a normal day. I mean, the mirror doesn't lie. Besides, it's really creepy when my girlfriend said I was attractive. But my mother and my girlfriend figured out I was a moron the same way most women in my life do. They just get to know me. But they took it one step further. They got completely hammered, which is weird because they're both recovering alcoholics. But that's me. I drive women to drink. Yeah. I'll tell you how the conversation between my mother and my girlfriend went. My mom asked how long we've been dating, and my girlfriend said 6 months, and my mom was like, "Oh, you poor thing, you could use a drink." And my girlfriend was like, "Finally, thank you, Jesus, somebody understands me." Then my mom says, "You should try raising him." My girlfriend said, "Oh, believe me, I've been trying for months." My mom was like, "These adopted kids today have issues." My girlfriend was like, "Oh, you poor thing, you must drink lots all the time." My mom said, "Why not? It's way cheaper than therapy. $200 for therapy, $50 for 26 of scotch." Yeah, that's pretty much it. And my parents are great. They're not that fond of me, which in hindsight, I wish they would have had that opinion back when they got me from the foster home. But then again, back then adopted kids didn't come from the foster home with the UPS return label. They just came with an instruction manual that was 2 pages long. Page 1 said, "No refunds, no exchanges." In page 2, "If he becomes a problem, see page 1. And all of that was written and approved by Jerry Corley. And that's the first true thing I've said tonight. Okay. All right, we will go to my newest Facebook friend first. I just like keeping comedians on their toes because comedians are supposed to be uncomfortable, right? Which explains why we're all here.
That's how we live.
So
there
he
you go.
makes us feel.
I like it. So we will start with, from Los Angeles, and no relation to Eddie Brill, Mr. Joel Brill.
Thank you.
Hello, Joel.
Hey, Joel.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Here we go.
Ooh, I'm spotlighted. Cool. This is weird doing this. For those of you who do know me, you may have probably don't notice it, may have noticed it. I've lost about 100 pounds recently. Actually, it was like 70 pounds, but I'm rounding up. And I had to lose the weight. I had no problem. So first thing I did, which was a big mistake, was I joined the gym. And the problem was the people that ran my gym, they were dicks. I was on the exercise bike one day for an hour and a half. And the gym manager comes over and goes, "Sir, if you're not going to pedal," in the basket.
Oh, okay, I get it.
Then he had the nerve to reach over and take one of my donuts. Bastard. And most of my life I've been on diets. I've been heavy, I've been thin, I've been on and off every diet at least 2 or 3 times. Hell, I've been on and off Jenny Craig more times than her husband has. I looked into 12-step programs. They're kind of weird. You know, if you go to an AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, you walk in, you look around, you go, these people don't look like drunken bums. You go to Narcotics Anonymous and you go, wow, these people look like crackheads. You go to Overeaters Anonymous, you look around, there's nothing anonymous about it. So, you know, but I lost all this weight. How did I do it? Well, it was kind of easy because for my grandkids, I have young grandchildren, and for their safety, we put on the locks, you know, the child-proof locks, and put them on the cabinets, and we put them on the refrigerator. And, you know, when you're my age, you can't figure those things out. I couldn't open the fucking things. So that was how I started the weight loss program. And then I went to UCLA, and they have this medical program, weight loss program. I joined that, where they cut out carbohydrates, fats, and 75% of your bank account. Then you can't afford to buy food. Actually, I did join their program. What they actually do is it's a surgery. They remove 75% of your stomach. I don't have a joke to that. That's just, I wish I did. If anybody could think of one, great. That's actually what happened. And before the surgery, you have to get authorization. You have to see 6 or 7 different doctors to get their approval. One of the doctors is a psychiatrist. And my wife's thrilled. She's like, it's about time you see a psychiatrist. She goes, you're always acting angry. I go, I'm not acting. So I go to the psychiatrist. Needless to say, she was very frustrated with me. And try something different. Let's play a fantasy game. If you could do it over, would you marry your wife again? She said, well, what if that meant you wouldn't have the same kids you have today? And I was like, oh, well, this game just keeps getting better and better. After the surgery, the surgeon told me it's very important that I get on a scale naked every day. So first thing every morning, I got on the scale naked and really freaked out the people at the gym. And the doctor, when I had a follow-up visit, he goes, you know, how's it going? I said, well, pretty good. My wife's afraid to make love to me because she's afraid I might pop stitches or something. And as I'm saying this, he's writing something out, tears the paper off. It's a prescription. It has 2 lines on it. It says, first line is, Joel Brill should have sex up to 3 times a week. Second line is, best if taken orally. So I couldn't wait. I got home. As soon as I got home, I handed my wife the prescription. She looks at it and she goes, yeah, well, at least there's no refills on it. My wife, who I lovingly refer to as my little dream killer, she's been complaining. She's going, our sex has become too mechanical. You're the one who wanted me to wear a tool belt. So, one of the things that's bugging me is my hair's starting to get longer, and I got it pasted down right now, but I wish I could get a haircut. I'm tempted to shave my beard. I've had it a long time. I met my wife with a beard, but I made her shave it off. I was reading some history, mathematical history, and Pythagoras, who I'm sure most of you know, he said to his wife one day, he said, I just can't get this theorem to work properly. And she said, quit being obtuse. Okay, so let me just tell you this. My son gets that joke. He's an So how am I doing on time? Tell me what
you got about a minute left.
All right.
A minute or two. It's all good.
Okay. I have young grandkids, and I'm a fun grandfather. When my grandson was 3, he got a peanut stuck up in his nose, and my wife and daughter are freaking out and everything. I very calmly walk over. I put my finger against his nostril, his other nostril. I said, blow. And I covered his blow. And the thing goes flying out. He just thinks that's so cool. And next thing I know, I see him and his brother putting nuts up their noses, shooting at the cat. And I said, didn't your mother tell you not to put peanuts up your nose? And he goes, it's okay, Papa, they're almonds. They work better because they're pointy. It pisses the cat off. I look at him, I'm like, can I play? So the only other thing with my grandkids, I told them to use cashews because then you can do curveball. But the only other thing with my grandson is he was 3, and the problem is he picks up some of the things I say, and then he goes home, and so they're riding home in the car, and he said to his mother, oh, shit, Mom. And she goes, hey, don't talk like that. And he goes, okay, but why the fuck not? So, it's kind of I'm sorry, but I'm really proud at the same time. That's it for me. Thank you very much for having me.
Great.
That was very nice.
Thank you.
That was very nice.
I take criticisms kindly or suggestions.
That was great. Good job.
Thank you.
Fabian, get your cat to shut up.
Shut up, Bucky, you little slut. Jesus, this thing. I'll tell you.
Joel, what did you say about the cashew? The cashew because what?
Because they if you put a cashew up, you blow it out your nose, it curves like a curveball. So you can go around objects to hit the target.
So how I saw it is considering the cashew to be a boomerang. So it's like, my suggestion was to do a cashew because then you get the cashew back.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I like that.
I like that. Thank you.
That's a good one. All right. All right, next up is Saskatoon's only one-liner comic. He's a comedy producer, an addict, and a good friend, Fabian Dray.
Woo!
Turn your mic on.
Is it going?
Oh yeah, you're going.
Fuck, this cat is just killing me here. I'm telling you. So I got that going on right now. Let me go spray her real quick. Let me go spray my cat with a water bottle. Give me 2 secs here. This will actually be fun. Watch this.
Oh.
What you get? You earned that, you fucking little jerk. Jesus Christ. She's just a kitten. She just doesn't have her vagina tightened yet or whatever.
You do that with all the pussy?
Or whatever it is they do. Tie that thing in a knot or whatever it is they do. I don't know. Honestly, I had an appointment on the Friday before the shutdown of everything. I had an appointment on the Monday to go get this thing's uterus, the circumcision.
The circumcision.
Yeah. But they fucking phoned me and they said that Monday, they were like, my appointment was for Monday, but they told me on Friday I couldn't do it. So she's sitting here in heat. I've never seen a cat truly in heat before. This is very gross. This is gross. But anyways, fucking, is everyone, I wrote a good one today. Oh yeah, everyone I think is suffering from Stockholm syndrome.
I like that.
That's
Nice
good,
one.
eh? That's a good one. I like that one too. Yeah, no, I fucking totally impressed myself with that one today. Everyone's just stuck at home. Like my text message list basically it's just nothing but my friends who were avoiding me and hookers that never texted me back. So, just a bunch of people avoiding me. The first time in my life, like with this whole thing, everyone's wearing gloves and stuff. It's the first time I remember ever trying to convince hookers that I should wear a condom. So, you guys are, how many Americans do we have? Here, like, was it
I'm
5?
both.
I'm American.
You're both. You're a
It's three.
bisexual statesman.
3, 4.
Lucky. 4. We got 4. So guys know, actually, I got dumped over like imperial and metric or whatever. Like you guys go miles, we go kilometers. Like I got dumped over the metric system. The chick told me that we didn't click. Fucking, this cat is just like, that's the worst heckler ever, eh? Just basically, look at this. She's climbing my fucking jacket right now. Look at this little fucking whore. It's like, Dad, let me go and get fucked and came in, please. Can you imagine if your actual daughter was doing that? Gee. We'd ground her for a month. Buy her new clothes, I think. Jesus Christ, Bucky, you little fucker. Ah, I heard ya. Christ. What do? I can't let it outside. It ran up a tree the one time, and I almost fell off the roof getting it. Oh. I was so scared that I'm so scared of heights. And my cat climbed. I used to tell people it's 75 feet. I don't know what a foot is, like this metric thing. Like that's about, I'll tell you what it is that's about 31 feet. Probably. If, you know what, it's not on my other jacket now. Look at this little fucking nutcase. I gotta get the water. I gotta get it. She's getting it. I don't care. I don't care if you guys think I'm about to hit my kid. I'm fucking spraying her. That's what this is. This is
What is
tough.
she doing to your jacket?
Yeah, climbing it. Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Get it up there in the thing. Yeah, hide there and shut up. All right. Sorry about that. That was my
Oh fuck!
horror of a cat.
I need to drink. Jesus Lord.
Where's Cap all this whole time? He just hiding in his little fucking cage and I haven't cleaned out like a week. Yeah, he is too. This guy's sweet. Check this guy out, guys. This is my guy right here. Fucking boom, he's hiding fucking, yeah. Captain Perfect. It's my guy. Hey buddy. He's having fun. He thinks I'm funny, he hides in his cage.
All right, keep rolling, bud.
I always sound like I'm yelling. I don't really have a set plan tonight. I'm just talking. I'm having so much fun right now. This is I don't know.
Got Fabian.
I have to deal with my cat. This is driving me nuts. So I'm gonna go ahead and fucking just say like, let me just go fucking put this thing in a headlock. I'll talk to you guys later. I gotta,
Look.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm done here, Trevor. Hey, Trevor.
What?
What are you wearing tonight?
A Clayton Kershaw bunny hug.
What are your pants? You have weird pants on?
Maybe.
Kind of tight at the ankle, a little skinny on the leg. Okay, all right. See you guys.
Take care, Fabian.
Yeah, you guys were a fun audience. I don't know what was going on there, so I don't know who was laughing or who knows. It was fun,
All right.
though.
Maybe you'll come back. Who knows?
I will. I'm not even going to mute myself. I'm going to make you mute me.
Well, yeah, there you go. All right. Fantastic. Ari.
Yes, can you hear me?
You? Oh, yeah, we can hear you. Are you recording or?
Yeah, I'm going to just set that up for myself for a second here.
Okay. Got another local comment coming up.
You should have got that request.
No.
Oh, I guess I got to ask permission. I'll just get it from you later.
Yeah, no worries. All right. Next up is another local comedian. He's a former television personality. He's done improv, well known throughout the city. It's Ari Avivi.
Oh, you make me sound like so much more important than I truly am. Thanks, Trevor. Hey, so pretty excited. My girlfriend's getting married this summer. I'm very excited for her. It's going to be a wonderful time. I'm 52 years old, and it's making me think a lot about relationships. I'm not really sure if I'm ready for that kind of serious relationship with another person. I'm really more of a friend with benefits kind of guy at my age, health, dental, prescription, that kind of good stuff. I've been doing a lot of volunteering in the community, and I've been paired up with this new Canadian family, a wonderful family. They've recently emigrated to Canada from China. The mother's the only one who speaks any English, though. So all the communication that we have goes through her. The very first time I met their family, there's an entire family unit, she introduces me to her husband, and she says, and these are my two identical children. And all I could think was, Chinese identical twins? Isn't that redundant? Okay, that one didn't work. So in this modern age, people have really adopted this whole new social distancing concept. And the grocery stores have really taken it to a new level. The other day, I was waiting in line to go into the local grocery store, and there's an elderly gentleman standing the appropriate 6 feet behind me. And we get into some, mindless banter because we're waiting to go in. And he shares with me, he's really only there to get two things, right? He's running low on bran and toilet paper. And I looked at him and I said, man, you only need to buy one or the other.
Stop!
All the stores,
yeah.
I don't know how this is everywhere else. All the stores I go to have now gone to having their aisles marked with which way you can kind of go, which is really makes me feel like I'm in the newest NASCAR race, the Pandemic 500. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pandemic 500. This year's race proudly sponsored by Wet Markets International and Bat Sandwiches Incorporated. We're going to join this race already in progress because honestly, nobody can agree exactly when this pandemic started. We've got our camera isolated on Ari in cart number 4. His crew's all working from home this week, so Ari's doing the best he can to hold his own with that one wobbly wheel. Now, he's known to be an indecisive shopper, sometimes slowing down randomly in the aisle, and he can't decide if he should take the brand name soup or the no name. Last name, his indecisiveness, or as we like to call it, his incredibly cheap nature, led to a huge wreck coming out of the soup aisle. Today, he seems to be settled in behind the number 2 cart. He's got a good spot, but he's got to make a move if he's going to get around her and get set up for a shot at the Lysol wipes in aisle 3. Oh, and there he goes, ripping out of the slipstream, going too wide into the back stretch, diving in for that last container of Lysol wipes like he's going in for a pit stop under a green flag. Yo, and that's all she wrote, folks. He takes the checkered flag, a quick burnout in the self-checkout aisle, and we have a winner of this week's Pandemic 500. Switching gears here for a second, I don't mind sharing my background is Jewish, my cultural background. We just went through the whole Easter Passover holiday. And all over the world, people are blaming my people for killing Jesus. But no one is thanking us for the long weekend. Now, if you're not familiar what Passover is, Jews don't celebrate Easter, right? We celebrate Passover. And if you're not truly up to your biblical history, at some point, God decided that Jews were the chosen people. Now, this is important, and let's just keep that in mind for a second. Like I said, Jews don't celebrate Easter. We do Passover. And if you're not familiar, Passover is this incredibly long retelling of the story of how Jews were slaves in Egypt. Pharaoh worked the Jews, treats them like slaves. Moses comes to Pharaoh, says, let us go. Pharaoh says no, blah, blah, blah. Well, God gets his hands in there, throws in a few plagues, kills a few cattle, a little blood in the water, that kind of stuff, kills a firstborn or two, and finally Pharaoh says, go. Now, it's important that you remember that Jews were the chosen people here. When Christians celebrate the crucifixion of Christ, it's with wonderful food, fresh bread, baking, chocolate bunnies. When Jews celebrate Passover, it's a really long meal with dry crackers. Okay, 3 freaking hours of storytelling and dry crackers. Okay, Christians waited 3 freaking days, and then Christ was risen. Jews followed Charlton Heston through the desert for 40 years. Okay, 40 years of every Jewish wife saying, you don't think he could have brought a map? And every Jewish mother looking at their kids going, you should be looking for a bride out there. If you wait too long, you'll get stuck with that Mary girl, and she's not going to account to much. I'm starting to think Christianity is maybe a better choice for me. The other thing I miss about the pandemic, or not the pandemic, is news. The news used to be this wonderful escape, right? There was great stories, and I'm a junkie. I'll watch, 4 different networks, read the papers, talk radio from both sides of the spectrum. And what I've now discovered, and this has been going on for a while though, is that the general quality of news reporting has gone down. Now it's just all 7-second sound bites of Trump and doom and gloom stories written by the same beautiful people, breathlessly read by self-important voices. But we used to have great journalists who asked the great questions and stories, and they would tell us about the news that we not only needed to know, but really wanted to know. Actual headline story from the New York Daily News, January 2nd, 2020. Oklahoma man on meth steals car from porn video store with goat and guy inside. Drive through 3 states, leads cops on a low-speed chase. That's the headline. Let me run you through the story. A guy and his buddy and his goat go to an adult video store. The guy goes into the store. His buddy and his goat stay in the truck. A meth head steals the truck. He leads the police on a 3-state high-speed chase. The man gets sick of the goat and the buddy in the car, but he only kicks the buddy out, keeps the goat. The buddy calls 911. The cops call OnStar. OnStar limits the car. Cops stop the car with a spike strip. The meth head runs into a field. He finally gets caught by the cops. But the one question that nobody asked through the entire thing is, what the hell were 2 grown men and a goat doing at a porn store? Do I got 30 seconds more?
Sure, another minute.
Okay, perfect. Headline number 2, Toronto Star. A man in the Buff allegedly attacks cashier with a sausage. Okay, I'm just going to read you the byline. A nude man with his wiener on full display allegedly used a sausage to attack a cashier at a Tennessee gas station convenience store. The rest of the story doesn't matter at all, because the only question that we all want to know is, what kind of sausage did he use? Farmer? Mennonite? Black? That's it, folks. That's my time. I'm out of here.
Nice.
Hey.
Good job. Thanks, Ari.
Ari.
Ari, can I give you a tag? Would you be offended?
No, go ahead, Joel.
We talked about Pat Seder, dry cracker, and horseradish.
I've sort of rewritten that a few times with detail, and it depends what audience I'm with on how much they actually understand the thing. Because I could have gone with ground up fish. Some people don't even get the Charlton Heston reference.
Really?
I like how you write jokes, Ari. I really do. I like how you. I admire the craft of the way that you present it. I like that. I was going to say that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Nice job. Semchuk, are you there? Semchuk,
Yeah, I'm here.
do you want to do some time?
I'm here just to listen, but I'll do one.
Dude. on. I was looking forward to you right now.
Before Semchuk goes, I'm gonna make people laugh and run. Trevor, thanks for hosting.
No problem.
But Buffy has inspired me to go to my own hot tub and do some soaking after a day of yard work.
Well, let us watch.
There you go.
All right.
You
And
can
Buffy-
join us from your hot tub.
Sure.
Except I'm topless in my
Have
hot
a
tub.
soak, put it on mute and have a soak and listen. Put it on soak, have a mute and listen. There you go.
Have a stroke and listen.
Yeah.
That's so wrong on so many levels. Take care, everyone.
All right. Good night.
I'm on mute right now.
Right.
So Semchuk, you're just going to listen, are you?
Well, I got one, unless Fabian,
Yeah.
you feel like doing the one-liners?
I'll do some one-liners with you.
Yeah, let's do some one-liners, but
All right.
I'll start it off with a quarantine joke.
Okay, just hang on here.
All right.
Let's Let's see. How do I get? There we go. Much better. Oh,
Do
no.
like two in a row, Joel. Give you a minute.
All right. Whenever you're ready, man, go ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, Joel Semchuk.
Thank you.
Joel.
So, quarantine self-haircut. I'm high as fuck on marijuana, and all my hair is coming out in clumps. And I realize, oh shit, now I know what it's like to have cancer.
You going again?
All right. I'm like an
I
owl.
like his right now.
You said two.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like an owl right before I masturbate because I'm going, who am I going to think about?
I know a fucking a guy who's very well hung. His name is Bill Board. Bill Board's well hung.
I was dating a girl for a couple of weeks when she says to me, my friend says to me, hey Joel, is that new girlfriend still getting bent out of shape over that curve in your penis? And I said, no, we straightened everything out.
Good one.
My girlfriend and I my girlfriend said, I want to have sex with you in the worst way possible. So I fucked her standing up in a hammock. I'll do 5 more in a row if you want.
No, hold on.
I know. I love yours. Better ones than anything. I love
My one ex-girlfriend got into a car accident. But don't worry, she can still lie and cheat.
So for the Americans out there, we have loonies and we have tooties. That's $2 and $1, right? And let's say my ex was lazy, but for a loony, she'd get down on tooties.
I dated a girl from Palestine once, but that just blew up in my face.
Doctor, her and I went to the doctor. Doctor opens a chart and says, "You got a pussy discharge?" She goes, "No, you read the word pussy wrong." It was a pussy discharge.
Going down on a yeast infection fucking sucks, but when you order pizza, you don't have to get extra cheese.
I like that one. Yeah, my ex must have wanted it in her ear because every time I tried putting it in her mouth, she just went like this. It's like, you know. But if she was up to her lips, I'd be up to my balls inside her.
What's worse than
Lips and
running?
wide. You fucking idiot, Fabian. I fucked up there. I'm 2 jokes ahead of myself. Sorry.
No
My
problem.
bad.
It's all good. You're doing good.
Yeah.
What's worse than running into your dad at a massage parlor? Finding out your girlfriend works there too.
Oh, Jesus.
When I was 12 years old, my parents asked me what I wanted for my birthday. I said I want a watch, so they let me.
When I was 12, my little sister said to me, "Hey, Joel, if there's no Santa Claus, then who keeps giving me all this lingerie?"
Oh boy, that's one of my favorite jokes ever. Are you kidding? But my parents were like, I don't know. That's such a good joke, dude. I love that joke. But do pedophiles get protein from preteens? Are they pro-preteen?
Pedophiles would make excellent elementary school cross guards as long as they didn't take their work home with them.
I was in a drunk driving car accident back in 2003. I was in a coma for 2 weeks. I shattered my orbital bone and I blew my pupil. He was only 15.
It was a beautiful day. I got a little sun today. I ran into a pedophile. He said the same thing.
I fought a 15-year-old kid in the summertime. It was a minor altercation.
There are no gay priests. Just really good-looking altar boys.
Oh, that is just too good. He's a sociopath. Swear to God, I love him. Yeah. Oh fuck, I don't know. Do another one, Joel. Fucking.
When the quarantine was announced, all the kids who were getting molested were like, "Fuck," but all the parents doing the molesting were like, "Sweet."
Oh my God, I'm your biggest fan of the world right now, man. This is fucking amazing. If anyone else has just a random, if anyone has a random one-liner to throw in along with us, that'd be fun. Just let someone else randomly throw in a fun one-liner if you want. I'll do that for the last minute. I'll start out with this one. I was a bad drug addict. I am a bad drug addict. Like, I recently fucked 4 guys for their 8 balls.
What's the difference between a coke whore and a crack whore? Baking soda.
Anyone have one from out there? Anyone got a good one-liner?
All right, one more for each of you.
Trevor, you do one. Let's get one from everyone. Want to hear one from Trevor? I do.
Okay, I'll do one that I gave you, that I wrote for you.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it.
Yeah, there you go. People.
I did it. I tried it a couple times, but I just.
People say that cancer is known as the silent killer. I disagree. I believe the silent killer are ninjas.
It's a great joke, and I'll tell you why I like it so much.
I like that one.
The reason that I told that one a few times, I've told that one about 8 times, and because I do cancer benefits, eh? So I stole that in the name of cancer.
You didn't steal it. I gave it to you.
Cancer, that's my fucking cancer, baby. That's fucking,
you didn't steal it, Fabian. I wrote it for you.
Yeah, I don't. That's just not the way to do things, is it? I don't know.
Maybe it is.
Okay, well, but like, it doesn't feel authentic to me if I don't,
Okay.
But maybe sometimes I feel inspired. That one didn't inspire me enough for me.
Okay. Thank you.
I dated it for a bit, but I dumped it. We dated, but I dumped it.
Okay, what's that, Corey?
Oh, I was just wondering if I could throw in a one-liner.
Sure, go for it.
Get in there, buddy. Get on in there.
Okay, well, they're supposed to be having a comedy roast for this COVID-19, and I was thinking that, if they actually roasted the bat, we wouldn't have to have this roast.
What the fuck are they doing eating bats? Come on, smarten up.
Well, I guess another person that's looking into this COVID-19 thing, believe it or not, is Ozzy Osbourne. Not on the medical side, but on the biological side, because whoever was eating the bat just might be one of his long-lost kids.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Good job.
Thank
All right.
you, Fabian. Thanks for doing that, man. Thanks, Trevor.
No problem. Next, we have a special guest from Los Angeles, Rosa Mendoza, housekeeper to the stars.
Woo!
Hello,
There we
everybody.
go. There we go.
So nice to see you. I'm so tired of this COVID. It's terrible. I was watching a movie the other night, and the two people in the movie, they opened the front door and they went outside, and I said, "Oh, you didn't put your mask on." It's terrible. It's like everybody in the movie needs to put their mask on too. I'm all messed up, but. And I was in the post office the other day, and some guy, he comes behind me and he gets very close to me. I almost felt his breathing on my neck. It was disgusting, I tell you that. And I turned around and I said, 6 feet, back up. And he goes, "Okay, Mama, I will, Auntie. Okay. Anyway, so you want to know how I am the housekeeper to the start. So, by the way, cheers to everyone. I brought my own little drink. So hold on, I take a little sip. It's making all the jokes so much better. Okay. So I was working for a lot of stars. I worked many years for stars. So I worked for Mr. Baldwin, Alec Baldwin. Oh my God, that man is a piece of work. He is angry, man. I think you need some of your shrooms. You got some shrooms, Alec Baldwin. Because he's crazy, man. Even Kim Basinger, she couldn't make it for the whole 10 years. And if she had, she would get his Social Security. And that would be a nice piece of change, I tell you that. So, but Alec Baldwin, he is a, what a, well, don't tell anyone I said that, but he an asshole. Terrible, man. He gets arrested all the time. Well, almost arrested, because he's always hitting people. He's angry all the time. He's so mad. I don't think he gets enough of the woman stuff, you know. I don't think he gets worked out too much. But anyway, I quit him after 6 months. I was sick of him. And his yelling, oh my God, in the middle of the night yelling at the kids, "You stupid asshole, shut up." He would talk to his children like that. Can you believe that? Oh my God, that lasts forever. Don't forget that. If you have children, it lasts forever. It's a lifetime of scars. Oh, and you know what? You mentioned Ronnie Millsap. I worked for him too. I worked for him for a little while, but it was very hard because he couldn't see me. So I had to wear very heavy perfume so that when I walked into the room, he would say, "Hello, Rosa, I smell you coming." I liked him. He was very nice, but he was very germ-phobic. He would spray Lysol. Before Lysol was popular, before Trump made Lysol popular, Ronnie Millsap was the king of Lysol, I tell you that. Disinfected. He would go to the club, he would spray the whole club because he was germ-phobic. Yeah, but I couldn't last with him because, you know, we eat a little differently in Mexico. Anything goes. You're hungry, you eat anything, right? So I left him, it was about a year. Oh, and I worked for Anderson Cooper. You know who Anderson Cooper is?
CNN.
CNN, that's right. He's the gay guy that works on CNN. Well, I worked for him. And you know, during the time that his mother died, his mother, Gloria Vanderbilt, she died. Oh, he was so happy because he got all her clothes and shoes. Oh, very happy. Yes. So, but you know what? You can never please a gay man. You cannot clean enough to please a gay man. They want more and more and more and more. So, I said, that's it for you, gay man. You go clean your own toilet. That's right. And then, I worked for the Kardashians. Now that was oh my God, that was eye-opening. Oh my God, the first time I went there, and I knocked on the door. I said, "Hello, I am Rosa Mendoza, housekeeper to the stars." They had this little intercom, and they opened the door. I went, "Who the hell are you people?" They had no makeup on. Oh my God. And then They look like some other people. Like they look, honestly, they look like they were from some trailer camp. I tell you, no makeup, they're ugly people. Very ugly. Oh, and you know who I worked for? It was a lot of fun until the very end. I tell you, Sharon and Ozzy Osbourne. I like those people. They made me laugh so much. Ozzy was crazy. Oh my God, what an idiot. He made me laugh all the time. He didn't get up till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and Sharon would go around the house. Ozzy, get up, you lazy bum. He wouldn't get up. He didn't care. But he was bringing in the money. So Sharon, she put up with all his shit. Yeah, no problem. But you know what? They had a fire. Oh, did I tell you about the dogs? Oh, God, that house, it smelled so bad because their dogs, they just walk around. They never walk their dogs. And the dogs, they were just pooping anywhere. They poop in the corner. They poop in the bathroom. They poop in the kitchen. They didn't care where they pooped. You got to poop, you poop. Right? So the dogs pooped all the time. And who had to clean it up? Rosa Mendoza, housekeeper to the stars, of course. So that was that. I did not like that too much. But the one time I just threw in the towel. I said, I cannot take any more. Rosa Mendoza has a limit. And that was when they had the fire. In 2013, they had a fire in the house. And stupid Sharon, she leaves a candle by the bed and she falls asleep and it explodes. Fucking candle, it just explodes. And the whole house was in fire. And everybody ran out of the house and she said, Rosa, go in and get the dogs. I said, Sharon, get your own dogs. They're the one that's pooping all the time. I do the poop. You do the rescue. Idiots. Anyway, so I liked working for them a little bit, but you know, I am here with Miss S.A. and we are having a nice time. We have a lot of liquor. Yes, we do. We went and we bought lots of liquor. So hold on. Yes.
About a minute left.
Okay, so you know, you are probably thinking, how can I tell all this stuff about these people? Well, I did sign a non-disclosure agreement. I did. I tell you that. But they did not know that I have my fingers crossed and it doesn't matter. So I got you, all you peoples, I got you. And I don't like to talk about people, but I will tell everything I know about you. Okay, you have to wait till next time. I will tell you about Elvis. Okay, I see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rosa.
You're welcome, Trevor.
Very nice. Good job, Rosa.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I like being here. You know, I was one time in Regina. Not vagina, Regina.
What were you doing there?
I was working in a club. Yes. Yeah.
Well, tell us that story. You just can't leave us hanging.
Oh, I was working at where was I working? I think it was the Regina Inn. The Regina Inn probably burned down a long time ago because all those bastards, all they did was drink ouzo. A bunch of Greek people, and they drink ouzo and they throw the glass and break it everywhere. In Buffalo Days, we went to Buffalo Days parade, and I rode on a stagecoach. I did. Good times. Good times. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Buffalo Days is a thing.
It is a big thing. Klondike Days is a big thing.
Yes.
I know about all you Canucks.
Oh, that's good.
I do. Hey,
I think that's about it. Yeah, I don't see Cut Hand here. All right, I guess we are down to our last performer, which is good because then that means I don't have to be as funny or try. I had the pleasure of meeting this young lady in LA a couple of years ago. She is probably the first person I know who's done stand-up in a hot tub live from Los Angeles, here is your headliner, Buffy Metler.
Thank you. Yes, this is my first time doing Zoom comedy. Is anybody using the term Zoom median? I don't know if I came up with that today, but I thought that was pretty clever. Yeah, and honestly, if I don't see myself, the less people I have to perform in front of, the more my performance anxiety peaks. Could explain why I laugh when I masturbate. Yeah, I'm struggling to be relatable. I'm not Ellen with Butlers, if you heard of that little show of hers. And I'm not at home feeling like it sucks to not work. So I decided to do a show from my hot tub to try to make fun of myself. I don't know if you read it, but an article came out recently from Vox, VOX, and they were talking about how people that are quarantined during this pandemic, and they're quarantined with their pools and hot tubs, and they were calling them tone deaf. And to that I say, what? And there's this cute little thing going around where everybody that's quarantined is referring to everybody in their home as their coworkers. So, right? So if I can talk about my coworker for a second. He's a mess. He made me get his anal glands expressed. And now, I'm glad you like that. And now he's expressing himself 4 times a day.
I think I know what you mean.
Thank you. So I'm trying to be safe, trying to only do essential shopping. And I had a thought today, and that made me think that maybe I was ahead of the curve. So if I've been bleaching my asshole, have I been microdosing for immunity? Y'all, you're Canadians. You've heard that the president told us to drink some bleach. Anyway, but some background on me. It's a monumental time for me, as I did just surpass my mom's first death anniversary. And so I've been through my year of firsts, and it's very monumental for me. And now I no longer have an excuse for being an asshole. I got to do the work. It's tough. So I'm a homeowner now.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow.
Thanks for clapping for my mother dying. Yeah, okay. So I went from renting a 9x9 room to purchasing and owning a 4-bedroom pool house with a hot tub and a medicine cabinet full of Plan B. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. And, before pandemic, my life was in the film industry, and I did background work. Background work is like extra work. So before pandemic, I did background work. And before my mother passed, I did background work. And now I do background work. But, just before the pandemic, it started to get really slow. I guess nobody needed a pedestrian in their film. So I started taking other gigs, like gigs that required me to take my top off. Like background chick that needs to take her top off in the office. Background chick that's topless in a hot springs. Background chick that's topless at a 70s pool party. But I realized a month ago that I draw the line at somebody sniffing coke off my boobs.
Damn.
You gotta have standards, right?
Yeah.
You gotta draw the line somewhere. So I draw the line right here. So, I'm trying to figure out how to make ends meet and thinking what I have that's of value. I would love to have an estate sale of my mother's things. I'm trying to provide like contactless pickup and whatnot. And in talking with my relatives, I discovered that someone in our family paid for funeral plots for the remaining members in our family. Isn't that bizarre?
Ooh.
So none of us want them. There's 7 of them. And I was like, this is just so bizarre. Like, there's a plot for my death, but you know what there's not a plot for? My life. Like, I can't afford my mortgage in LA, but the mortgage is paid in my afterlife. Then I started to think, if I have my mom's plot, because she was cremated, if I have my mom's plot plus my plot, and they're right next to each other, and there's a wall, do I own a duplex? So I don't know about anybody else, but I think this is a really interesting time to date. So I'm trying to talk to like 3 to 4 guys a day on different dating apps. And, if it's going well, they lead into some Zoom calls. And so there's this one guy that I've had 3 Zoom calls with. So, it's getting pretty serious. And I'm starting to think that he's not after just one thing. He's after 2. Okay, 3 if you count my mouth. In dating, something personal about me. Making love is like my career. I've never made it. And while I don't mind being home alone, I do miss human connection and contact. And really all I want is a cuddle puddle. Are y'all familiar with what a cuddle puddle is?
No.
Okay. So a cuddle puddle is a non-sexual cuddle. So imagine like a litter of puppies when they all huddle up and they puddle together. That's a cuddle puddle. I want to be on the bottom of a 500-person cuddle puddle. I'm very well aware that I may die. But my need for human contact is greater than my need to get out alive. So I'm going to leave y'all with a final joke. In designing my place, I became privy to like mid-century modern decor. Are y'all familiar with that?
Yes.
I found that I loved it. I don't know necessarily the era, but I want to say it's like maybe from the 50s to the 70s.
Yes.
Yeah, I was told that Mad Men kind of like
Totally.
solidified it and anchored it and made it popular. And in searching for furniture, I always thought that they were so generous with their descriptors, like consistent with, what am I trying to say? Oh, like in good vintage condition. And I'm like, that sounds so nice. Like, I think I'm in good vintage condition. Or like markings consistent with wear. And I'm like, if I were some mid-century modern furniture, like, what would I be? Maybe I'd be a vintage rug, like markings consistent with being walked on. I don't know. Before this all happened, I did get some like Botox and filler, but I only got it from like here down because that's all I could afford. So that makes me think, okay, if I'm not a vintage rug, maybe I'm a vintage mid-century modern vase. Markings consistent with age, broken, and we both need our cracks filled to feel whole again. That was fun. Thank you.
Yay, Buffy.
Nice job. Let's get back to it.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. I had no idea you were that. I had no idea you were that funny. That's good.
Thank you.
What'd you think, Fabian?
I like it.
So where can we find more of you, Buffy?
You know, just before this pandemic hit, I was really interested in forming a team of people that could help me with my social media, a manager for both acting and comedy. And I've really I'm a Virgo, and so I'm a bit of a perfectionist. So I personally have nothing on YouTube that's public that I've personally released. I send people links. I have links, private links to my 30-minute sets, but I've kind of wanted to be in like an incubation period and monitor that for myself. And that's why I wanted to get like a foundation and a team of people. So if anybody anywhere, I'm also half Canadian, so I'm happy to travel. But if anybody has any connections to people like this,
Fabian?
Yeah, oh yeah.
You got connections, Fabian.
Yeah, oh yeah. I have my own little team, yeah.
Cool.
Yes, yeah. Maybe yes. Look up Gabtooth Productions or Gabtooth YXE on social media, or not really on Twitter yet. I'm Canadian and I haven't really fucked around with Twitter much yet. But we got the Facebook thing. We got around 500 or so likes on Facebook and Instagram is what we got. Yeah, so fucking.
And acting
how can everyone get a hold of you? What's your thing again?
What?
You don't have a Facebook?
Oh, I do. Buffy Metler. That's how you can find me on all my social media.
Yeah, I can't find my pen, so I'm leaving this one up to you.
Okay.
All right, I gotta take off, though, guys. Thanks a lot for having me there, Trevor.
Okay. Do I want to know where you're? Do I want to know where you're going? I guess not.
Nope.
Probably not. All right, fantastic.